She added something to the medicine. That's not an orchid extract. That's poison. Dr. Harrison stood up, his face now ashen. Miss Moon, what was in that vial? Serena's mouth opened and closed like a fish gasping for air. It was just a preservative to keep the orchid fresh. There's nothing wrong with preservatives. Don't cause bone necrosis. Dr. Harrison cut her off coldly. That wasn't a preservative. I want to know what you gave my patient. Preston, still lying on the floor, had gone very still. His eyes, when they found Serena's, held something I had never seen in them before. Doubt. Serena, he said slowly. Tell me the truth. What was in that vial? I told you, it was just, if you lie to me right now. He interrupted, his voice dropping to a whisper that somehow carried through the entire room. I will make sure you never work in the city again. I will make sure you never set foot in any room I am in. I will destroy you. Serena's lower lip trembled. Her eyes filled with tears, real ones this time, I thought. The tears of someone who had just been caught. I didn't want to, she whispered. They made me. Preston blinked. They? Who are they? But Serena had already clapped a hand over her mouth. She shook her head violently, backing away from him, from the crowd, from the accusing eyes of every person in the room. I can't tell you. If I tell you, they'll kill me. They'll kill us both. And then she turned and ran. Stop her, someone shouted. But the crowd was too thick, too shocked. Serena disappeared through a service door at the back of the ballroom, and by the time anyone thought to follow, she was already gone. Chapter 8. The aftermath of the gala was chaos. An ambulance rushed Preston to the hospital, where a battery of tests revealed the full extent of the damage. The mysterious liquid Serena had added to the orchid extract was a potent cocktail of industrial chemicals, substances that over time caused bones to become porous and brittle, nerves to degrade, and soft tissue to necrotize. In other words, Serena had been poisoning Preston slowly for weeks. The orchid extract itself was harmless, barely more than flavored water, but combined with the chemicals, it created a delayed reaction that first mimicked nerve regeneration, the warmth Preston had felt, and then destroyed everything it had rebuilt. By the time the doctors finished their assessment, the prognosis was clear. Preston Sterling would never walk again. Not because of the original nerve damage from the accident, but because Serena's cure had eaten away at his bones and nerves beyond repair. I received this news in the hospital waiting room, seated next to Victoria. She was crying silently, her elegant composure finally cracked. He trusted her, Victoria whispered. He loved her. And she did this to him. I said nothing. What was there to say? In my last life, Preston had blamed me for Serena's death. He had drained me of my blood trying to bring her back, convinced that she was the only one who had ever truly cared for him. Now, in this life, he would have to live with the knowledge that the woman he loved had been destroying him piece by piece. Poetic justice, I thought. But it doesn't feel as satisfying as I imagined. Miss Evans. Dr. Harrison approached me, a tablet in his hand. I've reviewed Mr. Sterling's original charts from the accident. Based on the initial imaging, there was a small chance, less than 5%,